When I said last week that ax, as in to ax a question, was every bit as correct as ask, some of y'all got into it in the comments. Let's dig in a little deeper. A lot of you said as long as something's understood, it's correct. Now that's not a bad attitude to carry around, but that isn't really what I mean. Because you can totally mispronounce a word, whether you're an English language learner or a native speaker who just tripped over your tongue. Southerners may say umbrella where I say umbrella, but nobody, as far as I know, says umbrella.
Please, can I borrow your umbrella so my ipona don't get wet in the rain?
I might understand you, but we'd still say that's not how you pronounce that. Now, nuclear, library, and espresso, native speaker pronunciations that people love to hate, began life as mispronunciations, but they're already in a different category from umbrella, ipone, and dialect coaca, which are clearly just saying words wrong, whether you're understood or not. But ax isn't even espresso. It's not a mispronunciation of anything, and it's not some offshoot. It's at least as old as ask, if not older. Some Old English dialects had axian and some had askian. Now, there was no official or standard version of Old English, just a collection of different dialects, but the Wessex dialect had a bit of an edge because of political power, and it had the ax version. Beowulf uses that form, Chaucer used both interchangeably, and the first English translation of the Bible exhorts us to ax and it shall be given you. Ask was second fiddle. But then, they got a lucky break. It happened to be what people said in and around London, and then that dialect won the lottery because it was in the right place at the right time. The concentration of political and financial power, followed by the advent of the printing press, got London's dialect chosen first for kickball. It got appointed to the standard, ask and all. But ax never went away. It remained in widespread use in other dialects of English, just not the lucky duck, fancy pants London one that got tapped to be the standard. So how did it get to be such a prominent part of Black American English? Bay was born on the tobacco plantations of colonial Virginia, where in the early years enslaved Africans worked and lived alongside poor laborers from England, Scotland, and Ireland, dispossessed and expropriated folks who spoke Englishes with pronunciations like ax and grammatical features like negative concord.
Don't nobody say nothing.
Slavers separated Africans who spoke common languages so they couldn't organize rebellions. So although there's a clear West African linguistic substrate, the vocabulary, grammar, and basic pronunciation of early Black American English came from the English spoken by the poor, rural, indentured servants they were working and living alongside. And a lot of them said ax, not ask. This history is a perfect illustration of a major thing we get wrong about how dialects work. The linguist John McWhorter has pointed out that most of us carry around a hub-and-spoke model of dialects in our heads, with the standard version of the language in the center and a bunch of accent and dialect offshoots radiating out from a central hub. But this model is just wrong. Non-standard dialects aren't offshoots of standard ones, and there's nothing special about the one that gets to be the standard. A language is just a bundle of dialects. There is no aspect of the language that stands apart from this reality. There's no pure version of the language floating around out there somewhere disembodied from its speakers, unchanging and authoritative and ideal. Instead of a hub and spokes, think parallel streams, flowing down through time, weaving in and out of contact with each other. The standard, just one dialect of many. Ax is not a funny or careless or willfully perverse variation on ask. It's not new, it's not an offshoot, it's not a mispronunciation that you're just supposed to respect or tolerate because a lot of Black Americans say it and it would be rude or racist to disrespect it. I mean, it would be, it is, don't do that, but also it's just wrong on the facts. Ax isn't correct because that's some sort of enlightened, woke requirement. It's correct because it's correct.